It's Sunday afternoon. I hope you're having a good one. And today, I'm gonna can some Boston baked beans. I have never canned baked beans before, so it's gonna be a first for me. And I'm gonna take you guys along with me and show you my process and how I'm doing it. The first step I'll show you in the book that I have is to wash the beans, and then I'm supposed to put them in a saucepan with some water and boil them for like 2 minutes and then let them sit for an hour. And I'll show you the book that I have. Actually, I lied. I'm gonna wash my beans after I show you this book. So this is the book I have. It's the Ball Blue book. It's the one I've talked about several times. And this is the recipe that I'm going to follow. I am going to double it because I want more than 3 quarts. I want 6 quarts to begin with, and then we'll see how it goes. So these are the navy beans that I got. It calls for about a pound for like a single serving, single batch, and like I said, I'm doubling it, so I have 2 pounds of beans. So let me rinse them. And also, you guys want to see Mumford? This is Mumford. Hi, Mumf. Hi. This is Mumford's like 2nd and a half day here. He's got 10. Molly's here somewhere. I'm sure you guys will see her. Anyway, let me wash these beans. Okay, so I rinsed my beans, which is the prep stage, and then I put them in a saucepan, and then I added water to cover them by like 2 inches on the top, and I'm going to bring it to a boil and boil for 2 minutes and then take it off the heat. So I'll show you what my beans look like. Okay, so I added my water. There's probably about 2 inches of water covering the beans. I'm going to turn my heat to high, and I'm going to bring it to a boil it for 2 minutes. I know it's repetitive, but I'm just saying this because this is how I learn things. So, like I said, boiling for 2 minutes and then taking it off the heat and letting all of this sit. Let me see if I drain it. Nope, I just let it sit in this water for an hour and then I drain it. Also, this is Molly. She is the other doggo we're watching. Calvin wishes he could get to her, but he can't. So, yeah, that's Molly. Alright, so these have been boiling for 2 minutes, and I'm going to take it off the heat. And I'm going to scoot it over so I don't burn myself. I'm going to let it sit for 1 hour. So right now it's 11:54. So I will be back at 12:54 to drain these, add more water, bring them to a simmer, and let them simmer for just a little bit. So I'll see you in a little while. Alright, so I'm going to drain these. There's not like a ton of liquid left. Okay, so they're drained. I'm going to put them right back in this pot. Let's see if I can... There. This is probably way too small of a pan pot for this, but it's going to be fine. So now I'm going to put more water in it and let it simmer until the beans, like the skins have started to crack, which they kind of already have. I don't know if you can see that. Like there's just a skin. So I suspect I won't have to simmer these too long because a lot of the skins are already kind of coming off. But I am going to follow the recipe and do what it says. So I'm going to put water in it and bring it to a boil and simmer it for just a little while until I notice more of the skins cracking. going to cook them in the oven in one of these pans. So I'm going to put one onion in here and one onion in the other one. I think this is plenty of onion for a single batch. I'm just breaking these up because they're all kind of still in chunks. It says to add 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar for one batch. So I'm going to obviously double that. All right, and then it says to add 2/3 of a cup of molasses for one batch. So again, I'm gonna double it and do it twice. So I've got 1, 2, 3. This is so messy. 4. And I added 4 teaspoons of dry ground mustard. And it calls for 2 teaspoons of salt. So I'm going to add 4. Let me show you guys this real quick. So Calvin likes to just be around me at all times. Molly is addicted to food, so she is in here watching every single thing that I do with the food. And then Mumford is, I don't even know where Mumford is. Welcome to a tour of our house. Mumford's on the couch, just looking out the window. Look at Calvin's pile of toys. Yeah, so that's where the dogs are. All right, let me go mix up this stuff and I'll be back. So these have been simmering for a while now, and I looked, and most of the skins are like completely off of the beans. So I'm going to say that this is good. And if I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But the directions say when the skins start to crack, and pretty much all of the skins have like fallen off at this point. So I'm going to call it good. Okay, it said to save the liquid. So that's what I did. Okay, I'm gonna do half the beans in here and half the beans in the other one. Seems just about even. Let me stir it up. Okay, so that's what that one looks like. And then that's what this one's gonna look like. Okay. Okay, now it says to take the reserve water and add it to this mixture. And since I doubled it, I'm going to need 8 cups. I'm not even sure if 8 cups are going to fit in this, but we are going to try. All right. And it said if you don't have, obviously, I am not going to have 8 cups from this, but let me see if I can just pour it. One, two, the 8 cups is not going to fit in this. 3, 4. So I think actually what I'm going to do, because this makes the most sense, is I'm going to take all of this and put it in my bigger bowl and then add 4 more cups of water to this one. That I feel like that makes the most sense. This is going to be dangerous. Okay, so we have this one with 4 cups in it, and then I have this one that has like all the like remnants in it. So I'm gonna add 4 cups of water to this and like mix it around and then dump it in here. That is my plan. Yeah. Okay, so I added 4 cups to this one here to kind of clean it out. Good enough. All right, in order for my brain to evenly, let me see if I can, to evenly spread this out to both of these, I'm going to do 1 cup, 1 cup, 1 cup, 1 cup. And that is how my brain is going to evenly pour this on both of them. I mean, I could weigh it, but this seems like a good method for now. Complete full cups. It's very, very close. Let's see if we can. Yeah, this is a disaster. I'm making a mess. That's okay. The book really said to just make sure that the beans are like covered and full of liquid. So it looks to me like they are both full of liquid. All right, I did like a practice run, and I had 2 of these in the oven, and I took one out and filled up some of the jars. It said I would get 3 quart jars. I got like 2.5. So we're gonna see how much this one gives us, and this is what it looks like when I take it out of the oven. Like, pretty watery, and I did not have to add any liquid to it. It stayed soupy the whole time. So I'm just gonna keep scooping it in my quart jars and go from there. I'm just gonna like poke this around the sides and get all the air out. It's particularly important when you pressure can. At least I find that it's important. Also, the book says to do it, so we're doing it. Also, I will say, I doubled this recipe, so I was supposed to get 6 quart jars, and I got 4 with none left over. So, if you make Ball's recipe, I guess keep that in mind, because I used the exact amount of things I was supposed to. I'm gonna wipe these rims. We're gonna go fingertip tight. Make sure you don't over tighten, especially when pressure canning, or things will not go your way. Let's go can. Okay, we had a little bit of water at the bottom. We brought it to a boil, and now we are adding the 4 quarts. Okay, now we're supposed to put the lid on and lock it down, and then wait 10 minutes to put the weight on, so it starts venting. Why do I feel like we do this on the hottest days?
It's definitely the hottest day today.
The heat index is like 120. You make it too hot. And I will say, before you pressure can, it's very important to read your manual about how to tighten these, how tight to tighten them, all the things. This one is the All-American pressure canner. And I think there was videos and a manual, of which we watched and read both. So, yeah, we're tightening it down. Okay, like I said, we've tightened it all down. And now we're going to wait like 10 minutes for this to start venting, and then we're going to put the weight on it. And I believe the recipe said the 10-pound weight, which I'll make sure before we put it on. Okay, so I came back here to look at the recipe, and it does say to vent the steam for 10 minutes, which is what we're doing. And we are going to put the weighted gauge on and bring it to 10 pounds. This is our weight. I'm sure pretty much everyone's probably looks the same. So we're going to use the 10 one. I don't know if you can really tell, but we'll put it 10 side down. This is what our weight came in. This is what we keep it in. Yeah, so we're venting, and then we're going to put the weight on. Yeah, I'm letting what?
Oh, your video clip.
Yeah, what? What?
I was gonna say, like, we have to let it get up to...
Oh, yeah, when
pressure,
we put the...
Whatever, I guess it's 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're putting the 10 on, and we have to let it get up to 10 pounds, I guess.
Well, that's 10. It's way higher than that.
Oh.
It's like...
Oh, it's 240.
I think it's
That's degrees.
So I guess it is 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Right. But 240
But can you, because you're way better at explaining it than me, can you explain the jingle?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Jonathan had to think about it.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact thing, but it's supposed to essentially vibrate every, like, minute, but not more than that. So you have to kind of adjust the temperature. So it's
Isn't
always
it supposed to only vibrate like 4 times every minute?
something similar to
2
that.
times every 30 seconds or something like that?
Yeah.
But like you don't want it vibrating
Excess.
the entire time. And since these are quart jars, we have to process them for an hour and 35 minutes. And then once it's done, you don't take the weight off, you just turn the heat off, and you wait for it to get to 0 pounds of pressure, and then you take the weight off.
1 to 4 times per minute.
Yeah, that's what we were essentially right.
Yeah, so
we were right.
You want it to move 1 or 4 times a minute, and it makes kind of a very distinctful sound.
Of which we will show, in case anyone's never done this, or you know, you didn't know that. But like I said, we read the manual because someone accused us of not. Just kidding. Okay, so that's the vibrate. And you can see that we have it up to 10 pounds. It's like slightly over 10 pounds, but that's fine because the vibration pattern seems to be good. It vibrated and it's not more than like 4 times in a minute. Was it 4 times?
Yeah,
I already forgot.
You adjust the temperature to be around that.
Yeah.
So it takes a little bit to get that.
Yeah, basically we have to sit out here and wait to adjust the temperature until like the vibrating pattern is right. And once it starts vibrating, like this is the correct pattern, is when we'll start the timer on like how long the stuff has been processing in there. So we have like an hour and a half from now. Also, we were sitting out here talking. Jonathan's out here too, drinking his lovely beer with our trash can in the back. How many explosions do you guys think happened when people were inventing the pressure canner? Like, I bet a lot of things exploded, right?
Probably.
Like they couldn't have been like, oh yeah, we have to vent it to this amount of pressure from the beginning. Like, there had to have been some explosions. That's, yeah. He's having a good time. It's because it's really hot out here. That's the face of a good time right there. Jonathan likes history videos. I just told him that he should do a video on the history of the pressure canner. You think you would get like a view?
No.
I would watch it. That would count, right? Anyway, it's so hot out here. You can tell. Okay, so it's been an hour and 35 minutes. You know, she's doing her thing. It smells like beans out here. So we're gonna turn this off, and we're gonna go take all of these things on a walk. And by the time we get back, hopefully this is at 0, and then we can take the weight off. But don't take the weight off unless that's at 0. That's very important. Alright, so we're back from our walk. It is at 0 pounds of pressure. So we're going to... This is hot. Let me go grab gloves. Be right back. Hang on. Okay. Take that off, and then we're going to unscrew it. And it's going to be like Christmas, and we're going to see if everything went okay. I'm nervous. I had to recruit Jonathan because I couldn't get these off, so... Moment of truth. Wow! I mean, they look fine. They definitely look fine. They didn't crack. Don't touch it.
The thing is that... No, I don't think it's popped in yet.
No, it's not going to yet. It has to cool off.
Should we take them out?
No, it said to let them sit for 5 minutes and then take them out. But do not screw the rings on, because it's still like... Yeah, that's what the ball book says. You can like see them.
I mean, they were somewhat tight before the rings.
Okay, it's been 5 minutes, so we're gonna take them out and bring them inside and let them sit for 12 hours, which is what the book says. And don't tighten the rings any more than they are, which is what the book says. And then we'll look at it in the morning and see how we did. If we've done anything wrong, let me know. But to the best of my knowledge, I followed the Ball Blue book as best as I could. And I also followed the directions of this All-American pressure canner to the best of our knowledge. So we're gonna bring these inside, and we'll see you in the morning. Okay, this is the next morning. It's been like, I don't know, 14 or 15 hours, and I cleaned this one up so it's not all gross and sticky. I need to clean the rest of them up, but this is what they look like. I think they look really good. I'm gonna use one of them this coming weekend when I smoke a pork butt on the Traeger. I'm gonna use a can of beans to do that with, and I'll make a video. So if you're interested in that, definitely tune in. Anyways, I think we're done. We're done with the canning the beans. I'll definitely do this again depending on how they taste. Anyway, yeah. I will see you guys in the next one.